The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and purple. Anna sat by the old oak tree at the edge of the field, the same spot where she and James had spent countless evenings together. The wind whispered through the leaves, and she closed her eyes, feeling his presence as though he were sitting beside her once more. James had always believed that love was eternal. "Love doesn't die, Anna," he would say, taking her hand in his. "It changes, it grows, but it never fades." She had believed him once, before the sickness took him, before she had to wake up in an empty bed, before she learned what it meant to live with a heart that felt perpetually half full. Their love story had begun in that very field, under the same oak tree, when they were just children. James had carved their initials into bark when they were 16, promising her that they would always belong to each other. Years later, they stood beneath it again, exchanging vows as their families watched with teary eyes. It had been their sacred place, their witness to a lifetime of memories. Even after he was gone, Anna found herself returning to the oak tree, searching for something she could not quite name. Was it comfort, closure, or simply the illusion that if she sat there long enough, she might hear his laughter on the wind? One evening, as she traced the weathered initials in the bark, she heard footsteps approaching. Turning, she saw a young man standing hesitantly a few feet away. He looked familiar, though she couldn't place him immediately. "Mrs. Carter?" he asked softly. She nodded, her heart hammering with uncertainty. "Yes. I hope this isn't strange, but my name is Daniel. My grandfather was James Carter." Anna's breath caught. She had never met Daniel before. James' son from a previous marriage had moved away years ago, and they had lost touch. But now, here stood a piece of James, staring at her with those same kind eyes. "Daniel," she whispered, her voice trembling. "You look just like him." He smiled, and for a moment, it was as if James had returned. "I found some letters," he said. "My mother kept them in a box. Letters my grandfather wrote to you, but never sent. I thought you might want to read them." Tears welled in Anna's eyes as he handed her the worn stack of envelopes. With shaking hands, she unfolded the first letter and began to read. "My dearest Anna, if you are reading this, then somehow, in some way, our love has found a way to reach beyond time. I never believed in goodbyes, because love doesn't end. It lives in the spaces between, in the whispers of the wind, in the warmth of the sun on your face. I imagine you sitting by our tree, feeling the echoes of our laughter. And if you do, then you know I am with you still." Love had not died. It had traveled through time, through generations, waiting for her in the form of a young man she had never met, carrying words that had waited years to be read. Anna smiled through her tears, pressing the letter to her heart. Love was not bound by time. It did not vanish with loss. It lived on, always. And so, James' love had never truly left. It had only changed, grown, and found its way back to her, forever,